Hello everyone and welcome back to Random Rosters. That's right, it returns inside of NBA 2K25. My name is Sean, this is youtube.com/Seannosaurus. And if you'd like to watch basketball, you can do that every Tuesday right here on the channel. So subscribe, ring the bell, you'll be notified when I post new videos. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully we have a good season. That's right, this is a season-long series. We're going to be starting it today. October 22nd is the day this video posts. It is opening day. It is, or tip-off day, whatever. It's the NBA. Tip-off makes more sense. It is NBA tip-off day. Already off to a great start because no one knows more ball than me. We're going to be jumping in with today's opening tip-off matches. I'm stuck in baseball. And we are going to do that with a randomized roster. We are controlling, quote-unquote, the Indiana Pacers. We're going to watch games. I'm going to commentate them. The rosters, like I mentioned, they've been fantasy drafted, so they're randomized. We are also... In future episodes, we are going to spin a wheel, and that will give us a day to select throughout Sunday through Saturday. We'll find some interesting matchups, hopefully, on that day, and we'll post a video every single Tuesday throughout the entire season, and we'll crown a champion and see what happens. I did fix the playoff format, the first round, because there are 16 teams that make it, and there are eight matchups. It's a best of 3. And then the quarterfinals are a best of 5. The semifinals and the NBA finals are best of 7s. So just to kind of cut down on the amount of games being played. So let's see what happens today. We are going to start by going to the daily view, and we'll do that. Quarters are 5 minutes, by the way, and maybe more importantly, the simulated quarters are 5 minutes. So we should have like lower scores. I love what 2K does as far as their simulation stuff. I think it does a really good job of like, you can take your simulated or your played minutes and average them to simulated stats and make sure that everything's all even, which is really great, but I want it to be just 5 minutes. So I'm excited about that. We have the Knicks taking on the Celtics. We also have the Timberwolves taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't know any of the rosters, so we're going to find out together, and we'll move through the season. So let's jump into our first game. The defending champion, Boston Celtics, taking on the New York Knicks. And there is your starting lineup. Giannis for the Knicks. Woo. I will be skipping through halftime. And I think if it works out okay, I might try to edit out the halftimes in the future. But I am recording this the Monday before. So... here we go. I didn't give myself an opportunity to get the thumbnail. Opening night here from Celtics Arena. I'm also unsure on how many games we're going to do per episode. Maybe it'll fluctuate between maybe it's like a doubleheader or maybe it's like a quadruple header, to just kind of tinker around with that and see what works best, or if there are just a lot of intriguing matchups. I'll try to figure out the NBA Cup and make sure that we follow that throughout the season. And here are your starting lineups: Colin Sexton, OG Anunoby, Giannis, Nicholas Claxton, James Harden for the Knicks, and then those players for the Celtics, who I didn't get to. So that's exciting. It's a good start. It's a good start for me. Home court advantage, A+. Is that Pascal Siakam? Thompson? All right, so here we go. Payne is going to get it. King James announced that he's going to retire at the season's end. I don't believe it. Oh, Klay Thompson on the Boston Celtics. He's going to kick to Jacques Jr. Looked like he had an open shot and used the screen and gets the first points of the season with a 3. And Boston off to a good start. I'll go with the screen on the other side. Sexton, he finds Claxton screaming down the lane and throws it down for a dunk. These settings are at Hall of Fame difficulty, so hopefully that will lead to some smarter plays from these teams. We saw a lot of weirdness throughout the card pack videos, which hopefully you enjoyed. Nice pass by Siakam and a great find. Is that Chet Holmgren out there for 3? I love the pass there from Thompson. There's another nice find inside. The foul and the basket. So Sexton will go to the line and 1. As we've seen some great passing already. in this opening night game. Oh, yeah, I do have to be, like, kind of on top of some of this. Because for whatever reason, the free throws and the timeouts are just so slow. He misses the free throw. And Chet Holmgren picks up the rebound. Means I probably need to plug my controller in. Siakam one-on-one with Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak. Chalk that up to Giannis. Payne with a screen set by Thompson for three. And he's got it. 6-4, Boston leads. Celtics really like that three-point shot, which makes sense if you have Giannis in the paint. That's a kind of a hard bargain. Ooh, Thompson beat on the drive, but an excellent rotation by Chet Holmgren to get the block. But it remains Knicks ball. The bane of my existence, James Harden finds Claxton. Claxton fights through some contact but can't get the foul or the bucket to drop. And the Celtics use some pace up the floor. Thompson kicks inside. Holmgren, easy bucket. 8-4 Celtics. OG Anunoby. Oh, love the bounce pass to Giannis. Nice find inside. The interior defense for the Boston Celtics leaves a lot to be desired. There have been a lot of easy buckets down there. Been a lot of nice passing by New York to get into the paint. Jacques Jr. for three. He hits another deep ball. And it's 11-6. I did try to go into the settings and turn off the halftime show, but that apparently is not a thing. Antetokounmpo up and over Siakam, but can't get the basket to fall. Working with a little bit of pace, they find Payne. Open guy in the corner. It's Jacques Jr. Jacques. Spin move. Lefty floater. No good. Good defense by Claxton down there. Sexton across to Claxton. High off the glass and in. 4 for 7 for the Knicks. 4 for 6 for the Celtics. So both teams off to good starts here on opening night. That baseline really hitting the... Oh, man. Jacques Jr. Step back three. We saw a lot of that throughout the pack pick videos. Looked like a very easy shot to the... like, line to the basket. Do you think LeBron James will retire at the end of the season? Siakam trying to get around. Jacques Jr. Excellent positioning. That was a bit of a weird... That looked like a video game shot right there. The Knicks have players ready to come in as we are under a minute to go here. First quarter, Siakam. That's a terrific interception there. Siakam played that like a DB. Payne pulls it back. This is an interesting starting lineup for the Boston Celtics. Nice find inside. I thought that might get tipped or picked, but a nice floater in there. And if you have Chet Holmgren, who I believe is roughly 14 feet tall, makes it easy to kind of just leave that ball in the air. Antetokounmpo. He's been relatively quiet in this game. He's had some nice defensive plays here and there. And he kind of just, he has a presence where you're like, I don't want to go in there. So we'll get this through. It is going to give us a lot of the Indiana statistics because that's the team we're controlling. You can't not control a team, which would be kind of nice if you could. So you'll get a good look at the Indiana Pacers lineup if you're paying attention down there, because there are no other stats to show. Rattles it home. Cuts the lead to 5. Shot clock is off with 13 to go. Should hold for the final shot here. There were some substitutions. Siakam's going to have to take kind of a desperation three. Don't love that shot, but hey, that's what it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, listen. Listen to this lovely copywritten music? Maybe? I will find out later. Actually, this just sounds like generic guitar riff. So we are through one here in Boston, 15-10. Both teams got off to hot starts in the front half of that quarter. It cooled off, as you might expect, in the back half of the quarter. As the Celtics begin their title defense. Be curious to see where Jason Tatum went. RJ Barrett, I don't even think he's on the team. Is that Jeremy Clarkson? Antetokounmpo still on the floor, driving inside, one-on-one with Siakam. Fakes it, throws it off the glass. That looked like just a throw. Just a straight throw. Strus. Siakam and Jacques Jr., he's still out there. Ooh, gets him to go up and draws the foul. Diallo picks up his first personal. Not a ton of free throws here so far. Reporting, not actually David Aldridge. Two for two from the line and pushes the lead out to a touchdown. 17-10. Oh, another nice find inside and draws the foul. Siakam picks up his second personal, first team foul. And that'll be a basket and one. Makes the old school three-point play. And Nurkic gets the ball in. Oh, there's a nice find inside. And Jacques Jr. Jaquez, maybe? Hits the little bit of flex. That's where the Knicks have done a good job going, is right in the heart of that Celtics defense, or in the paint. And the Celtics have stayed away from it largely in this game. Clarkson drives and high off the glass. That guy's last name is Dick. Okay. Grady Dick? We have a timeout from the Boston Celtics. Up 4 with 3:37 to go in the second quarter. I don't think the Celtics have a mascot, so nothing to see here. Porter Jr. to Dick. Dick for three. That's a big Dick splash right there from beyond the arc. I like watching the Celtics already. Oh, nice find inside. Sexton. He finds the easy bucket. Even though there were two defenders on him, it still just felt like that was an easy basket. Siakam, one-on-one with Giannis. Still in the game, both of those guys. Strus back out to Siakam. Ooh, Celtics find Porter Jr. in the corner. It's off the back iron. As Giannis picks up the rebound. Oh my goodness. I like that pull-up shot right there. That was a very weird AI pathing, it seemed. It's a nice throw inside to Siakam, and Giannis just took that out of the air. Well, mid-range jumper rattles around and drops. 22-19. It's a nice little mid-range jumper. Halfway through quarter number 2. Oof, I don't, that, okay. I like the idea of the design of that play, the double screen. Just don't feel like it was executed all that well. There's a screen. Sexton driving. Defender backs off, so he takes a little mid-range jumper and knocks the lead all the way down to 1, 22-21. Siakam, back at the top of the key. They go with a screen to try and free up Strus. Might have to be Dick with a last-second heave. Oh, it's just a nice little finger roll in the lane. He hits the flex, and both teams are 9 for 16 from the floor. Boston leads by 3. We see a timeout taken by the Knicks. I think every coach in the league is going to have that stupid, like, basic, like, black coat with just the team name, Pacers. God, I can't imagine lifting one of those cameras over my head and feeling like I'd be stable enough to not drop it. If anybody didn't see it, there was a great, it's a great clip of a camera operator going through a motorhome roof because they were trying to film a Jason Kelce beer chug, and the camera doesn't go through the hole; it just falls off the side. It's great. It's a great video. Go find it. Claxton to Sexton. Sexton deep 2. As we see large substitutions for both teams. Starting fives back on the floor. OG Anunoby makes his presence felt immediately. Harden, off the backboard. We're not going to get a replay on that? James Harden's one cool play all season? The one time I'm like, let's see that James Harden replay, please. Holmgren for 3. He can't get it to go. Anunoby has a steal and a rebound. He's been in the game for 30 seconds. Drives inside. Gets shot turned around. Thompson versus Harden. Looked like Harden had the advantage about a second sooner, but didn't get the shot off as quickly and smoothly as you think he might. Thompson drives to his right off the glass, misses, and that is how the first half will come to a close. 24-23. Excellent quarter there for the Knicks. Their secondary, or their bench, really coming alive to help them out. And we get to skip all that because we don't have anything on. All right, ooh, what do we got? Yes. It's the same animation they've been using for years at this time. That'll take us to half, and we will try to skip through this as quickly as possible. I am holding A, X. I'm on the PS5. I would like to just move as quickly as possible through this. Oh, here's your key players. This is helpful for us. Giannis has 3 assists and 2 points and a block. And Jaime Jacques Jr., he has 12 on 67% field goals. He has been such a huge piece of this Celtics offense. And they really struggled without him on the floor. 17 with him on the floor. They only scored 9 points, and he was off the floor for a large portion of that second quarter. We're back here to start the third. 24-23. Celtics. Knicks. There he is. Jacques Jr. It's a nice jumper, or a nice dunk, and a nice 3. There was that weird kind of video game shot. They've been able to free him up for some good looks. Their interior defense is a huge concern as the season moves along, but we'll see what happens. Oh, Giannis with a bit of an errant pass, but Thompson kind of bit that it was going to go further toward the basket. And just like that, New York with an excellent play out of the break. And it's 25-24. Siakam to Thompson. I don't know why that base just feels like it's so much. Oh, they're getting him started early in this third quarter. There he is. First half, 12 points. I was going to say he should have 15 points, and he's going to raise that field goal percentage a little bit. Harden working one-on-one, kicks to Sexton. Sexton gets the first step on Thompson, but doesn't continue toward the basket. Screen clogs things up and frees up the shot for the Knicks, but they can't get it to drop. It remains a 2-point lead for the Boston Celtics. Man, what a battle inside. Who is this guy? What? He has all 5 points of the Celtics' second half. I know it's early, but they are willing to go to him and let him have the ball. Siakam, that's pretty good defense there. I think the Greek Freak's just a little too freaky for it. 29-27. Thompson kicks to Jacques Jr. Trying to drive inside. Kicks it to Siakam. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, Siakam. Oh, it's blocked in a shot clock violation. Excellent defense by Antetokounmpo. As we look at the league leaders in rebounds a game last season. And again, it looked like Siakam kind of had at least a half step to maybe try and hit the rim, but again, a little slow. I love that shot from Colin Sexton there. He held on to that as long as possible. He looked like when he was going up, he was trying to keep his legs, his knees to his chest to just stay off the floor and not get called for an up and down. Thompson to Jacques for three, no good. As we are tied at 29, Giannis turns on the turbo. Step back two from the free throw line is good. And they kept him contained, but it looks like he's Gatorade on fire. Wait, did we get a sorry out of one of the players? Oh, we got the crown animation in there. See if this Celtics team can get anything going a little more consistently. It's been the Jacques Jr. show, and that's about it. Jacques? There you go. Try to get Klay Thompson, former Splash Brother, involved. I guess he would technically still be a Splash Brother. Either way, he knocks that one down, and it's 32-31. Like to see a little bit more balance. Oh, my God. A little more ball movement and better balance on the Celtics. I know you want to stick with the hot hand, but try to keep some of your better players involved. You have Klay Thompson. You have Chet Holmgren. Oh, through the contact, he gets the finger roll to drop. We're going back and forth here in the third. He does have 19 points in 12 minutes, and he's shooting 70% from the field, so it's hard to argue with it. But their interior defense leaves so much to be desired. It is bad. It's bad with the starting five and worse when it's the bench. Boston works it up the floor with a 1-point lead and about a minute to go here in quarter number 3. Oh, step back, thought about the 3, 5 seconds. Kicks to Thompson. Thompson to Strus. Strus for 3 off the back iron, no good. Pretty good defense by the Knicks and a little bit of hesitation from the Celtics offense. We've seen that a couple of times between both teams. Thinking about going in, they have that half step, but they don't take advantage of it. Giannis still on fire, fights through the... Tries to fight through, gets fouled on the way to the basket. It'll be 2 shots from the line. Oh, Giannis misses, so the best they can do here is tie. Look at how cool that fire looks. Look at how cool it is. He has like a race car flag for some reason. Oh my God, Giannis, please. So all knotted up at 34. Siakam takes the screen from Dick. Nurkic try to get a double screen in there. Finds Shepard in the corner. Deep 2 from Dick, but nothing to do it. Giannis turns on the turbo again. Drives into the lane. Draws the double team. Siakam kind of just like in the area. James Harden 3, no good. Offensive rebound for Giannis, and they might go to the... They're gonna call that that basket good. Third quarter comes to a close. The Knicks lead 36-34. Oh my gosh, that rejection was sweet. Ooh, here's our State Farm assist of the game. It's the one you would expect. Off the glass and slammed home from James Harden. Looked cool. Not a great replay, if we're being honest. So the Celtics begin the fourth quarter with the ball. Oh, and Strus takes the 3 and buries it. Boston loves that 3-point shot. They've been hitting nicely from beyond the arc. Giannis, ooh, almost stepped out of bounds. Baseline Bandit making an appearance in 2K25. We're used to that in NCAA March Madness. Excellent footwork down below for Giannis. Strus has the ball in the corner. Siakam, he's going to draw a double team. Who's open? It's Nurkic in the corner-ish. And Dick. There's an extra pass. And that 3 is no good. 37-36 is the score. Not sure who put that shot up. Number 27 over there in the corner. Giannis. He holds on to that ball for a real long time. Picks up an offensive rebound. Kick to Clarkson. Clarkson with a nice shot there. Buries the 3. And that is Giannis just being an absolute freak. Lee. How long do you go before you bring all your starters back in? You lose those timeouts at the 2-minute mark, so there's a kick to Dick. Dick trying to drive. He's going to have to just kind of put up a prayer, and it doesn't work. Diallo? Diallo? I'm good at names. Clarkson, he's going to have to put up a shot here. Nurkic all over him. He can't get that to... Oh, boy. Siakam. He can't get that to go, and we go back the other way. Strus with a... That was an incredibly weird animation. That was an incredible, weird animation. Gets the foul, and we are going to have some substitutions. That is the second, real video gamey looking shot that we have seen. And to the 2:42 mark, we're 1 tied at 39 and 2. They are bringing back some players onto the floor. Chet Holmgren there. The free throw is good. The three-point play is completed, and it's a 1-point lead for Boston. Oh, nice pick by Siakam. Second interception of the game, where he has just played that like a terrific defender. Read exactly where that ball wanted, or where he wanted to go with the ball. Got some fingertips on it. Strus for three. He can't get it to go. I don't love that shot. Harden driving inside. Looks like that's a classic James Harden looking travel. I can't stand watching James Harden play basketball. Finds Thompson in the corner. Splash, bro. No good. Claxton with the rebound. Lead remains 1 point. Giannis. Turn around. Hits him with the crown again. 41-40 New York. As Boston takes a timeout, they have one remaining with 1:46 to go here in the fourth. Thompson driving inside. That's a really nice play. I like that a lot. So lead shifts back to Boston, and Siakam with a huge defensive play. They've been pretty terrible on the interior all game long, but Siakam coming up big in the important moments. Thompson drives inside yet again, gets the turnaround off the glass. Let's go Cougs! Come on, Clay. 44-41, 117. Huge timeout for Boston. A 4-0 run gives them a 3-point lead, and Payne goes up the floor, draws the double team, kicks to Siakam. It's good. 6-0 run for Boston. They lead by 5 with 65 seconds to go. This is exciting. Ooh, Giannis. I like that shot. I like it from the free throw line. He saw Chet Holmgren rotate over. Chet was going to give him some trouble. Had the step, took the shot, made it. Thompson, ball back in his hands. He's in the lane off the glass, and it's good again. 48-43, timeout Knicks. I like that they have not taken a timeout until this point. Let it go. You can get a defensive stop. You have plenty of time to work with. I like that sequence, even though they lost it a little bit because they gave up the points. I like the thought process behind it. Look at that. Is that the Austin Powers? Like, what are we doing? I don't know what he does. I don't know that I've ever watched. We had Austin Powers on VHS. I don't know if I ever sat down to watch it. I certainly hadn't seen the other two. Oh, James Harden, lefty three is good. And with that shot clock still being on, they don't have to take a timeout. I like the way the Knicks are playing this. Giannis is hot. Thompson, he's got to be getting there as well. He is just bullying. Is that Sexton? Klay Thompson is out of his mind right now. What? They took the timeout and they've just gone to him. He has 10 straight points, 8 straight points. Just bullying on the interior. Now, I don't like that timeout. There's only a 1.8 second difference on the shot clock and game clock, so I guess it makes sense, but I'd rather take it on, I guess, the defensive side. Let your players feel the... I guess advancing the ball is the help there. Giannis is setting every screen he can. I guess come up with a good shot here. Oh, Claxton with a beautiful find. And now we will see the intentional foul game start. James Harden, first personal, second team foul. Siakam did such a great job, and they must have put him out of position because they moved Giannis out to the perimeter there. But the weakness in the Celtics game throughout tonight has been the interior defense. They made an adjustment, or the Knicks were trying to feed Giannis, and it led to some turnovers. I think either option, either answer is applicable in those scenarios. And it's a good design by Tom Thibodeau to make sure that they've been leaving that, recognizing that the Celtics have been leaving the interior, the paint, pretty open, as long as Antetokounmpo is not in there. He gets the basket off the glass, 52-50 with 11.7 to go. Thompson fouled with 11.1. And we will go to the other end to shoot 2. And he gets both of them. You got to take a 3, I think, this time down the floor. And Anunoby. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. 1-point game, 54-53 with 6 seconds left. I was okay with New York. I like the way New York has played these last 2 minutes. Even if they come out with a loss, I think it's good. They use their timeouts wisely. They were willing to trade 2s and just kind of hope for a missed free throw. You love to see it. That Boston Celtics shirt kind of looks like the Tintin logo, which just the guy with the basketball, but that was weird. Silhouette logo. So another .7 comes off the clock. Siakam going to go to the line to shoot 2. Ooh. Kind of a dicey first free throw there. Second one's no good, but oh my goodness. Chet Holmgren potentially saved the game for the Boston Celtics with that offensive rebound. Oh my goodness. They're not out of the woods yet. You just got the offensive rebound. Put him away with a make right there. 4-point game with 4.1. The Knicks got exactly what they needed, which was a missed free throw. And they couldn't come up with the rebound. 57-53 is your final today. What an opening night game. That was great. I think the Hall of Fame difficulty, like pushing that to that level, was helpful. There was some weird shot AI selection or AI shot selection in some of those card pack videos. So it was a little bit odd, but Jacques Jr. He is your player of the game. He had a complete game. Klay Thompson took over in that fourth quarter. I mean, absolutely took over. Let's take a look at the... Oh, you know what? I don't want that. Can we look at box score? So he had 19 in 14 minutes. Klay Thompson had 13 in 14 minutes. But if we look at the fourth quarter, he had 10. 10 points. 2 for Holmgren. Those were on free throws. Strus came through with 6 points in that fourth quarter. But, I mean, after the timeout, Klay Thompson took over. He ends with 13. Holmgren with 6. Strus with 6. Payne with 5. 5 for Grady Dick. Siakam only had 3. He was on the floor a lot. He did come up with 5 rebounds. Chet Holmgren had 4. 4 assists. 3 steals. He was a good defensive piece, but not the offensive output you're probably looking for. But if you have Thompson going 5 for 7 from the field, and you have Jaime Jacques Jr., Jaquez, I'm not sure, him going 7 for 10, you don't really need Siakam to do a ton. Come up with a couple of key defensive plays, play good defense on Giannis. There you go. Giannis was 6 for 10. He had 15 points, and 13 of those were in the second half. They kept him really quiet in that first half. He's going to get his points, though. Sexton had 10 points in 16 minutes. Claxton also had 10. Giannis came up with 10 rebounds, 7 assists on his line. Clarkson, 7 points. Harden only had 5 on 2 of 7 shooting, with 3 assists, including the assist of the game. OG Anunoby he only had 3 points, but they were kind of huge. He also didn't shoot at all. He shot once. And Dalio, he was 1 for 1 as well. So they should even have the replay for his. They got OGs. All right. So there you have it. The first game, it was a good one. It was a good one. As we go back to the daily view, 57-53, and we're going to head out west to Los Angeles. Lakers, Timberwolves. Oops, play game. As we get ready. Oh, Chris Paul, CP3. He's still on the Lakers. And it's the second half of our opening night doubleheader. Oh, look at that. That Staples Center logo is so ugly now. Who's lighting up fireworks in an enclosed area?
At the center position.
Oh, here we go.
7 feet. Number 23. Mitchell Robinson.
Why does the announcer sound so flat? Mitchell Robinson.
At point guard.
Chris Paul.
Number 3. Chris Paul.
Oh, a little more reflection on that one. Chris Paul.
Starting at the other guard.
Oh, there he is. Alex Caruso.
Number 9. Alex Caruso. At the small forward position.
Michael Bridges.
Number 14. Mikal Bridges.
Mikel.
At the other.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard.
So it is the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Los Angeles Lakers at the Staples Center. An exciting week to be a sports fan in Los Angeles. We take a look at their upcoming schedule. Oh, LeBron James on the Kings. And it's Wemby on the Cavaliers. So we get some tasty little hints here or there. We have Kobe White, Amen Thompson, Gary Payton II, Scotty Barnes, and Anthony Davis on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We know the Los Angeles Lakers lineup. Home court advantage, only a B+, which is a little surprising. I don't know what would qualify it as a good home court. I would assume that you just have a good team. I don't know. Minnesota wins the tip, and we are off. Payton tries to drive inside, finds Davis, following 3 sneezes from your announcer. First shot of the season for the Minnesota Timberwolves rims out, and it's Bridges with the rebound. Robinson. The kick to Paul. They are going to call a charging foul on Chris Paul. Oh, okay. So not a great start for either of these teams. White works off the screen nicely. Great find to Davis. And the layup is good. Minnesota puts their first points on the board this season. And Anthony Davis layup. 2-0. Boy, that looks video gamey. That is some video gamey magnetism right there. Great offensive rebound. And kick to Kawhi. Trying to drive inside. That one high off the glass. No good. The Lakers are a little uneven to start the game. Some terrific ball work around the perimeter for the Timberwolves. And I believe that's Amen Thompson knocking that three-point shot down. 5-0 Lakers, or Timberwolves, excuse me. I was going to say I got a little ahead of myself there. The Lakers need to get the ball into maybe some better players' hands. They have Kawhi Leonard. A nice offensive rebound yet again. There's a shot from Kawhi, and he gets the first points of the Lakers season with a three. Barnes. And another offensive rebound between these two teams. Payton swings to Davis. Davis drives inside. Fouled on the way up. It'll be two. One of my shout out to the Minnesota Lynx. Love that the Timberwolves and Lynx have similar logos and color schemes. I like that. I like the synchronization between the NBA and WNBA team. You could kind of say the same thing about the Supersonics and the Storm. They have very similar, if not outright the same colors. But there's something about Minnesota's that's just a little bit better. We had a much faster start between Boston and New York. Neither team looking particularly good. I mean, Minnesota looks all right. They have 7 points through the first half of the first quarter. We see a timeout taken by the Los Angeles Lakers. I feel like somehow we managed to go to home stadiums that don't have any mascots. Bridges finds Paul. Paul backs out beyond the three-point line. Kawhi sets a screen. Not great. Paul took a really weird angle there. Trying to drive into three players. What is happening? Kawhi having to just kind of throw up a two. And he'll get it to drop. So the Lakers are Chris Paul or kind of nobody. I don't know that Alex Caruso's even touched the ball. Did not enjoy watching Chris Paul on that last possession. It was in his hand way too often, and he drove repeatedly into traffic. Bridges to Leonard. Leonard trying to find some room in the paint. There's Caruso getting the touch on the ball. Passes to Paul. Bridges sets a screen and a beautiful pick and roll. That looks fantastic. That was a terrific bounce pass from Chris Paul. And just like that, we are all tied up at 7. Just over a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Davis trying to drive, draws the double team. Fall away 2. Caruso with a rebound. Almost fell down. Throws it to Leonard. Leonard with the height advantage, it looks like there. Gets the basket off the glass and in. Davis, fall away 2, gets it to go. 9-9. Bridges over to Paul. Paul to Caruso. Good rotational defense there by the Timberwolves. Looked like that was going to be a kind of catch and shoot shot for Caruso. Kawhi with a bit of a funky little throw toward the basket, and it is no good. Davis again, mid-range. The jumper is good off the glass. Kawhi from the logo, and it's no good. So 11-9. Minnesota got off to a bit of a faster start, but they only scored 4 points in the back half of that first quarter. Once Kawhi Leonard started getting going, though, the Lakers were able to put some points on the board, mostly through Kawhi. Not a great quarter for either team. We'll see who gets going in quarter number 2. Welcome back to the Staples Center. Oh, my headset turned off. Okay, so we have some substitutions to start quarter number 2. Gordon is a new name. Number 31 looks new as well. He takes a deep 2. Davis still in the game. Williams, oh, that was a nice look at a 3 there. We've seen some really nice looking plays from these offenses, and this includes the Knicks and the Celtics as well. Mason Plumlee coming into the game. But we've also seen times where the offensive player clearly has the advantage, but they just are a little hesitant. Some weird angles here and there as well. Kawhi gets 2 from the free throw line as Wallace brings it up the floor. Congratulations to the New York Liberty winning their first WNBA title. And what a nice way to just like, hey, we've crowned the WNBA champion, and just like that, you have NBA. And then the NBA ends, and they're like, oh, the WNBA is going now as well. I think they start in May, but I don't know if that's always the case because there was the Olympics this year. Either way, there's basketball on year-round, so I like the way that it kind of flows from one end to the other. Victor Wembanyama. You need to look at some players there. I like that they show last year's stats with their current team, so we get kind of a hint of who is where. So 14-11. Williams to Wallace. 3-point specialist. Davis sets the screen. Quick passes. Thompson in a whole heap of traffic. And he gets that to rattle home. Sometimes better to be lucky than good, and that has been both teams today. There's a nice find and a great slam. That's a great pass from Russell Westbrook. One of the few times I will compliment him. It's a great finish by Kawhi through the contact. You can cut this down to a 2-point game by completing the 3-point play. See if we can see. We have a substitution. Richardson is in for the Timberwolves. And a full rotation of bodies, it looks like, for the Los Angeles Lakers. Or I think maybe a couple of guys switched positions. Everybody's name was yellow. which means it was all new. Wallace drive into the basket, fouled. Mitchell Robinson picks up a foul. I believe his second personal. So to the line to shoot 2 is Wallace. Bounce, bounce. Bounce, thump, bounce, bounce, thump, bounce. Another substitution, Gary Payton, the second, coming back in. Wallace. Can't get the second one to go. Got the friendly roll on the first one. Paul to Westbrook. Westbrook off the glass. Hits the front iron and nothing. Kind of a... I don't know if this is the pace that the Lakers really want to play at. A very quick one and done, though. Robinson doing a good job on Davis here. Davis looking for any kind of room. That was a really good defense. Westbrook. It really is unfortunate that I've had to watch two of my least favorite players to watch in the NBA. Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Leonard with that nice little fall away. Similar to that Toronto Raptors shot. Except for it wasn't going out of bounds and it wasn't for the NBA title, so not all that exciting, I guess. Was that wasn't for that wasn't even for the title. That was for the Eastern Conference Championship. Never mind. I was like, yeah, I think it beat Philadelphia. Philadelphia clearly in the Eastern Conference. That is an ugly shot for Minnesota. And that's been the story for both of these teams. There's a foul on Chris Paul. Wallace picks up his first personal. It's been a lot of offense that's been kind of like isolated, and then they just end up in weird situations where they have to just throw up shots. And they've gotten lucky enough to where you're like, oh, this doesn't look that terrible. But then you watch plays like that, realizing that that's been chunks of this game, and you're like, ugh, this is ugly. Chris Paul makes the front end, and the back end is good as well. So 17-16. White brings it up. Caruso fought through traffic to stay with Thompson. And Thompson, instead of taking the three, tries to drive inside. It's pretty good defensive recovery there by Alex Caruso. And good help from, I believe that's Robinson. He is still in the area. The Lakers take a timeout. Some good offensive rebounds have helped these teams put extra points on the board. I think Robinson's had a couple of offensive rebounds in that first quarter. League leaders in field goal percentage. The Lakers are number 2, apparently. So 1:33 to go here in the first half. 3-point lead for the Timberwolves. Caruso brings the ball up. Just going to get the screen from number 14. Kick to Bridges. From Bridges over to Covington. Nice little touch passes there. Paul is going to take that shot with his left hand, and there's not a lot he can do with that. White in the corner. Caruso's on Payton the second. The bounce pass back outside. Anthony Davis sets the screen. Paul sticks with him. Tries to provide at least a little bit of resistance, but pretty big size advantage in favor of Minnesota. I think Robinson's had a better first half than we realized. Caruso with the behind the back dribble. He's going to try and drive it, but just not a whole lot working for him. He's going to have to just take it 2, and he gets it. There's another one of those possessions. I guess it's not the worst. I don't love it. I guess it's just, for me, it's just not a whole lot of fun to watch, but whatever. Oh, wow. Stolen by Bridges. Bridges can get one more shot off, and he just didn't angle himself to the basket correctly. It looked like he had a step. He went a little wide. It should probably be a 21-20 game, but as it stands, it's 21-18. I should probably give more credit to the defense to recover nicely like that. Oh. Oh. Yes, so we get a half-court shot? Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I want this every single time. Huh? Huh? Oh. Dang it, she didn't get it. I hope we get to see a made half-court shot. What do you think the rarity is on that that animation? Anyway, we're going to halftime. 3-point lead for the Timberwolves. We're going to skip it. Hopefully they'll give us the key players. That is interesting information. Oh, okay. What? Top performer, Amen Thompson. 7 points, 4 rebounds, no assists. Kawhi Leonard has 12 points, and the Lakers have 18 total. So the Lakers and the Celtics playing kind of similarly, where their best player has over 50% of their points. And the Lakers didn't even get started until Kawhi Leonard got going. So 21-18 as we take a look at some Kawhi Leonard highlights from the free throw line. Made some nice plays inside. It's a nice three. Excellent, excellent camera work right into that guy's butt. Fantastic. Let's see them cheeks. Okay. Lakers start with the ball. Chris Paul. Why is the music still playing? Kawhi Leonard inside. Backs down his defender, and they're going to call that a offensive 3-second violation. So immediately a turnover, and that was the same way that the Lakers started the first half. It was a Chris Paul charge that turned the ball over to the Timberwolves. And then an offensive 3-second violation. So bad start either way. Flips it outside. White works around. Clean look for three and buries it. Doubles the lead to 6, 24-18. Leonard. Oh my God. That's what it's been. It doesn't even... It looks desperate. I don't know if that's a fair assessment, but... Oh, got him. Beautiful pass inside, and that is an easy two. Anthony Davis, 8 points in the first half. They are getting the ball in Kawhi's hands earlier in this half, which is probably a smart move on their part, considering he has 16 points already. The rest of the team has 6 points on 2 of 8 shooting. Davis with a fall away. Oh my gosh. Kawhi Leonard back with the ball. He's going to take the jumper from the free throw line. And we're going back the other way. Thompson drives inside. A little too strong, but a nice offensive rebound. Oh, I'm a little surprised. Robinson looked like he was in really good defensive position there, but just an extra beautiful pass to get it up over the fingertips for the easy two. The Lakers are getting burned by their very quick one-and-done trips. Leonard. Up and down. Blocked inside. This is a rough Lakers offense to watch. Davis inside, and they are starting to pull away here. (30-22) and an excellent time to take a timeout. 2:07 to go here, third quarter. I think we call games until the dew is gone. I actually have been impressed at the pace of these games. They do feel a little bit quicker. Maybe I'm not talking as much. That's always a positive. Oh, dance cam.
Substitution on the court.
Okay. Lakers took a timeout. Boston used this to great advantage in the final couple minutes of the fourth quarter. Let's see if this helps get the Lakers on the same page. Maybe try to win these last 2 minutes. Oh, boy. Okay, well, not off to a great start. That's the play you ran coming out of a timeout. They are going to call another charging foul. 2 charges in this game. One on either side.
Timberwolves substitution. Number 5. Williams.
Series tied at 0-0. Okay. Robinson at the top of the three-point line. Bridges. Look like he might have a good shot at it. Good look at a three. Might not be a three-point man, though. Leonard with the ball under 5 seconds to go. Oh, my goodness. I hate it. Maybe that's just Kawhi's shooting form? Barnes finds Wallace. Set the screen. Hall sticks with him. And that's just that's a mismatch in favor of Minnesota. Chris Paul on the other side of the floor finds Robinson, who hands the ball off to Gordon. Going for the screens there. It's a nice little jumper from Kawhi Leonard. But it's off the mark, and it'll go the other way. Williams driving inside. Hey, Gordon with a good job to put himself at least in the way there. It's a 10-point game with 14.6 to go. Not a great screen. So is this Lakers team going to be Kawhi Leonard or bust? We'll find out. It's the same thing I was thinking when we were watching that Boston Celtics game. You need better, or at least a little bit more spread out on the offensive scoring. Defensively, they got diced up a little bit there in that third quarter, but big lead for the Timberwolves as we head to the final quarter. There's the assist of the game. Not a great replay again, but whatever. So the Timberwolves get the ball to start the fourth quarter. They are up 8, 34-26. Davis can't find the bucket, and I think that's Plumlee coming up with the rebound there. Gordon trying to drive inside, 10 on 10. Westbrook waits for the screen to be set by Plumlee. He takes a nice, pretty good looking three there. Just used the screen, went a step back, and knocked it down. Cuts that lead down to 5. Good start. Oh, and then Westbrook gets kind of beat onto the defensive end, but at least prevents the shot from going in. I don't know. That just seems... Oh, that's right. J.J. Redick's the coach of the Lakers. Him and LeBron are like best friends or whatever. Loud showtime. First free throw for Wallace is good. So Westbrook with a pretty good showing on the offensive side of the ball, but does kind of fall apart defensively. Westbrook to Plumlee. Creates a little bit of traffic. Almost freed up Kawhi, but the pass looked a little wild. Kawhi again just kind of taking that last second shot. Can't get it to go. Kick to the corner to Williams. Williams on Westbrook. Now the ball in Wallace's hands. Looked like he thought about it. Wallace drive it all the way around. Westbrook kind of just watched that play happen. The Lakers will take a timeout now, down 9. Chris Paul will bring it up the floor. Nice bounce pass into Leonard. Right back to Paul. Paul gets blocked by White. And it'll stay Lakers ball, but that's a great play. Terrific job to just stay with it. And I mean, that's a mismatch. That's a mismatch in favor of Minnesota. Go right back to Paul with White guarding him, and that's about the results you would expect and a lot of what we've seen throughout this game with the Lakers. One-on-one, and then they go, wait, where's Kawhi Leonard? He can throw up a shot with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. King James. I didn't even notice that the first time that scrolled by. Leonard inside to Robinson. Robinson. 3-second offensive violation. That is the third kind of bad offensive turnover there. 2 of the offensive 3 seconds, and then you have the charge that started the game for the Lakers. Started the season for the Lakers offensively. High off the glass and no good. Robinson, I think, has done a good job on Davis. Nice little spin there from Kawhi, but can't get the ball to drop. Robinson's been in some positions to make some good plays. That one probably would qualify him as the defender, but maybe try to close out just a little bit better as we hit 2 minutes. 41-29 and another charging foul. This Lakers team's a disaster. An absolute disaster. As the fans empty out. Oh God, absolutely broke him. I just complimented him, and now Anthony Davis is torturing the man. Timberwolves a 9-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes of this one. I'm sorry, Lakers fans. That got tipped. And now Anthony Davis is just dicing this team up. 18 points on 8 of 15 shooting. 16-point game. Player of the game, Anthony Davis. Unsurprising. He's been terrific throughout this entire game. Let me know your picks. Who do you think is going to win this NBA season? Who do you think is going to win the regular, like the actual real NBA season? Why is it the Indiana Pacers, the greatest team in the world? Oh, there's a beautiful bounce back. Where has that been all game long? That is a terrific pass. Davis, Robinson on him. Fall away 2, gets it to go. Boy, I complimented Robinson. Felt like he did a pretty good job on Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis, he gave me the Michael Jordan meme of like, and I took that personally. It's like, oh, okay, sorry, that's my bad. I'd like to apologize to Robinson there. I set Anthony Davis off. Digital Anthony Davis. Is it because my controller mic is on? Anthony Davis is a bad basketball player. The game goes, excuse you? That's such an incredible... I guess it would qualify as a meme or whatever. Just like, and I took that personally. Caruso for 3, dead on, but can't get it to go. The final 10 seconds tick off for this one. Ends in a blowout, though it was close through the first 3 quarters. 47-33 is your final.
That's the end of the game. Thank you for your attendance. We appreciate your support for the team. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for your support. Sorry they sucked. So Anthony Davis, your player of the game, as we already know. But hey, why not some more highlights, huh? They really started to feed him the ball there in that fourth quarter. He was good throughout the entire game. If you're Robinson, you just try to mitigate the damage. We'll take a quick look at the box score, and this is what's going to be rough for the Lakers. You're talking about 20 points. What'd they put up? 33. That can't be the answer. Mitchell Robinson was 2 for 2. 4 points. He had 5 rebounds. I believe a couple of those are offensive, unless they keep that as a separate statistic. They don't. A couple of dunks, just for fun. Points responsible for 7. Okay, cool. 1 assist. Didn't have a turnover. A couple of weird charges in this one. We didn't see a single charge in the previous game. We also saw a couple of offensive 3-second violations from the Lakers, so they sold themselves short a little bit there as well. You're talking about 13 points from these other guys who scored. Plumlee played 4 minutes. Eric Gordon threw up a shot, but it missed. Is that... Oh, his is a rebound. Okay. Covington... They have Ben Simmons on the bench. He didn't play. Jay Crowder. JaVale McGee. Nope, I apologize. I meant to do this one. Anthony Davis had 20, but there was at least a little bit more scoring, or the scoring was, just higher. Kobe White had 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Amen Thompson was 3 for 5 for 7 points. Cason Wallace was 7 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Patrick Williams had 5 on a 2 for 2 day. And you look at Gary Payton II, 0 for 1. But he did at least get a steal. Got a couple of blocks from Scotty Barnes. So I don't know. These teams, probably the Timberwolves, I would guess, are going to look really good against the Lakers, who just like didn't look good at all. I love that I'm earning VC for watching these games. But not a great looking day for the Los Angeles Lakers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Timberwolves have trouble as well, because they didn't look great. But there you go. Okay, so that's our opening day. So we can simulate through the dates. Let's see. I got a little time. Let's go. Options. I'll save it. Just give it a quick save. Actually, you know what I meant to do was go save as. Save as. Yes. Okay. So what do we have here? The daily view. Pacers Pistons is kind of good. Actually, I think I might go with that. Warriors Blazers maybe. Last time I put the Warriors on, they were really bad. Really, really bad. But we'll go Pacers Pistons here. It looks like Luka Doncic is your is playing for the Indiana Pacers. This game loves him, so the Pacers are about to go 82-0. Let's go! And I did not draft anybody. The computer, the CPU drafted for the Pacers. They're just the team you have to pick a team. Welcome to Little Caesars Arena. Is this still at the Palace, or is this a different place? We got Pacers Pistons to tip off. We take a look at the upcoming schedule. They're playing the Knicks, 76ers, John Morant and the Magic. We know Siakam and the Celtics. Go to Caesars Arena. Marcus Smart, Herbert Jones, Kristaps Porzingis, Aaron Gordon for the Pacers. Rick Carlisle, 11th season with Indiana. He put together a pretty good season last year. Got Michael Porter Jr., home court advantage D+. Jeff Ramsey's favorite player, Marcus Smart, as we tip off game number 3 here in Detroit. Pistons win the tip, and we are off. Looking for Porzingis. Back to Smart with Doncic on him. We'll throw in some fun uniforms and stuff throughout the season. Jones driving inside. Almost a shot clock violation. Pretty okay looking shot there. Beasley throws inside. Smart with an excellent interception there. He'll run the floor the other way. Up and in. So Marcus Smart gets the first points of the Detroit Pistons season. As Doncic works on him. Kicks over to Beasley. Screen set. Takes the 3. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Porzingis. Smart brings it up the other way. Throws inside. And that is off the glass and in. So a quick 4-0 lead here for the Pistons. Doncic fires inside to Zubac. Zubac gets fouled on the way up by Porzingis. So this is going to be an inch. Oh, they have a QR code on their jersey. Gross. Gross. I hate the ad patch. Up. So the first point of the Pacers season is scored via the free throw by Zubac. He knocks down both of them. And Isaac throws it into Smart. Smart and Doncic is a fun matchup. Oh, Zubac tried to get it. It's a better pass by the Detroit Pistons. We've seen it intercepted a couple of times in that Celtics game, but it's a great job just getting it where it needed to be. You like the effort as we see Gordon take the three. It's long, no good. Isaac hands off to Smart. Smart in between a bunch of defenders, throws it up. Gets the foul called on Luka Doncic, his first personal. Just kind of threw it up, hoping maybe a three-point play. Worst case scenario, you're going to the line to shoot two. So Marcus Smart gets the friendly home roll. I like what Zubac was trying to do to get that interception. Need to be a little bit deeper. That was a weird throw in by Porter Jr. Drives immediately into a double team. Doncic. He gets the first field goal of the season for the Indiana Pacers. About halfway through quarter number one. Bum, 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 bum. Smart over to Isaac. Isaac into Porzingis. Porzingis. Nice little shot there. And it's 10-4. Timeout Indiana, 3 minutes into this one. As we have now moved in from opening night to opening or premiere week. Not a good start for the Indiana Pacers, but a great start for the Detroit Pistons. Putting up the 10 points in the 3 minutes. League leaders, points off turnovers. The Thunder at 20.5. The Pacers up there at 17.7. Porter Jr. bounce pass to Doncic. Doncic can't get it to go. Left that one, it looked like a little short. And, my goodness, just awful interior defense. This game might start getting out of hand early. Doncic a step inside the three-point line, and that one does not go. I think the one difference that, or the one thing that I'll try and do a little bit differently this year is just, this looks so bad. What is happening? 14-4. If this doesn't start getting close, we'll go for the Super Sims. We won't go the fastest, just in case it starts to kind of get a little bit tighter. But we'll skip. We had one game when I did it last year that was like the Portland Trailblazers. Is one of the most abysmal games you could see. Like it was awful. So we have a timeout here. This one looks like it's on Detroit, and they will 14-7 here with 57.5. It'll be interesting. I wonder, like, so far, well, obviously we've only watched 3 games. Celtics Pistons could be kind of interesting. I like that as a matchup. Obviously, we'll see how the season goes. The Knicks, one game out of 82. You're not going to count them out at all, but you might count out the Indiana Pacers because they look god-awful right now. Porter Jr. tries to drive inside, kicks to man. Man for 3, buries it. That's a nice shot on the outside. And a good job for the Pacers. They can try and go 2 for 1. Just a little delayed. Carter Jr. was way too late to try and get there. Funky feed from Porzingis. It's going to be an and one opportunity. Doncic. Ooh. Contact but no foul. They're down 9. Doncic 2 points on 1 for 4. And it is 21-10. I thought this was going to be a more interesting game. Doncic going to drive inside. That's a weird decision. He gets the buzzer beater to cut it down to 9. But I don't love that he didn't drive the basket. Had at least a little bit of time to try and get the layup instead of the shot from the free throw line. The Pacers have a lot to think about, but they have plenty of time to try and make this one interesting. 21-12, your score through 1. Welcome back to the second quarter of action. (21-12). Pacers get the ball, so we'll see if they can start this second quarter on a positive note. Tim Hardaway Jr. is in. Try to work some screens to get him a little bit of room. Weird animation to kind of throw it off that backboard. Just nothing. There's nothing in the middle for the Pacers defensively. And a bad offensive possession leads to a worse defensive possession. Hardaway Jr., deep 3. Can't get it to go. Bopped up a couple of times by Carter Jr. Does a nice job to get an offensive rebound to give himself a second opportunity. Or his team a second opportunity at some points. Gets fouled. That is a terrific looking color of hair right there. This is the first free throw. Looked like it was a little hard to the official there. 0 for 1. Carter Jr. at least knocks down the second. Still a double-digit game at 23-13. Tim Hardaway Jr. picks up the shooting foul. Looks like it's Jackson. He's going to shoot 2. They have to somehow string a couple of possessions together, offensively and defensively, to try to put themselves back into this game. But then you even look at Indiana only getting 1 for 2 from the line, and the Pistons get 2 for 2. Man throwing inside. There's a nice little feed to Luka. See if maybe a half-court set is more helpful. Nope, it's not. Not even a little bit. I didn't even finish the sentence before that pass was coming out of the hand, and a Pacers defender looked absolutely befuddled at the concept of defense. Here's a look at Luka Doncic. So 27-15. Pacers team just has 0 answers. Okay, I don't know why you're hanging on the rim like you did something cool. It's a nice pass. It's a nice dunk. You're down by 10. Got to lock in defensively here. Oh my goodness, he got mildly caught up on number 45 there. Throwing inside, Hardaway Jr. off the glass. Okay. Maybe a good timeout used by Indiana. That's 4 straight points. 27-19. I mean, the Pistons have looked very good. They have done a terrific job exploiting the poor defense of the Indiana Pacers. Indiana just seems like they're always a step behind. They're getting the shots to drop. They're getting the the friendly rolls. And that's a great example on that 3-point shot. Doncic with kind of a weird-looking 3. He buries it to match the Pistons on the other side. 8-point game at 30-22. But we've just routinely seen the Pacers out of position, and the Pistons are doing an incredible job at crushing them for it. That's maybe one of the first poor shot selections for the Pistons. Into the double team. Doncic drives in the lane, off the glass and good. Down to 6 points. We get these kinds of games in the March Mascot Madness tournaments where one team runs out to a big lead. I talk about it a lot. That's exactly my point. They make it kind of close. They make it kind of interesting. They get it to a 2-score game, maybe 8 points. And then that's kind of about it. They just aren't able to consistently make the changes. Doncic for 3 doesn't go. Poor shot selections and bad defenses, no adjustments, and it balloons right back out to that double-digit plus lead, and never really gets all that interesting from there. Oh, in the corner, got caught in kind of a weird spot there. Unfortunately for the Pacers, the Pistons miss. Doncic kicks the man in the corner. Man drives inside, draws the foul. And Moody picks up his first personal, second team foul. Not really sure what the color below the streak meant, but Man makes the first one. We'll see a substitution here for the Pacers. Looks like Doncic is going to go to the bench. Also, some changes for the Pistons. Both free throws are good, and we're back down to a 6-point game. 32-26 with 109. Pistons 5 of 5 from the line. Pacers 5 for 6. Smart sets the screen, and Isaac, what is 23 doing? 23 just got caught in the middle of, is he, am I switching and not switching? And Gordon to Zubac. Zubac driving on Porzingis, trying everything in his power. And nothing doing there. Gordon on Isaac. Smart finds Jones. Isaac wide open for 3 and just can't get it to go. The Pacers' best defender has been the Pistons' inability to make shots at times. That's it. At times. Porter Jr. tries to get 2 more before the halftime break, but isn't able to. Oh, boy, oh boy. 35-26. It has been Detroit domination for the entirety of the first half. We'll skip that. Oh, oh, yes! Mascots! Let's go! Give us a replay of that. As we skip through our halftime reports. Promise I'm pressing X. Cross. Here's the upcoming schedule for the Detroit Pistons. Ooh, Celtics Pistons could be interesting. Cavs got the Heat there with, was that Jaylen Brown for the 76ers? Heat with Donovan Mitchell. October 26th, that's a Saturday. Top performers is Luka, unsurprisingly for the Pacers, 11-2-1. And then Banchero, 13-2-0, as you see, just a dominating first half from the Detroit Pistons. We welcome you back to half number 2 as the Pistons mascot going absolutely wild on that bike. Can you look at that in the replay? We take a look at Banchero. Bonkero? Do you think it starts right at the start of the second half? What do you think? Try and get this skipped through. Oh, the t-shirt cannon, look out! So then if you go instant replay. Oh, it doesn't go. Darn. I wanted to see if we could get a cool shot of the mascot on the bike. Zubac to Beasley. So the Indiana Pacers start the second half with the ball. See if they make some halftime adjustments. Doncic still just can't. It's not in a good rhythm. Smart in the corner, guarded by Luka. There's your player of the first half, taking the first shot of the second half. Can't get it to go, and Luka brings it up the floor. Oh, there it is. There's a nice little play. Actually got him a nice little look there. Kind of had to throw it weirdly over his head. Don't worry, coach. Porter Jr. getting kind of driven back inside. A dunk right on him. That dude just got posterized and committed a foul, so... They'll go to the line. Shooting one, excuse me. Can't get it, and Zubac comes up with the rebound. I like that he tried to push the pace there, getting it to Beasley up the floor a little bit. Oh, no. Instead, it's an interception. Nice job by Jones, just knowing right where to be in the passing lanes. And then a good job by the Pistons on the other side. I complimented the Pacers on moving the pace, unintended, I guess. Trying to push it. Pistons do a good job being aggressive. Push the lead out to 11. Nice three from Luka. We are going to see a Pistons timeout. 39-31. Kind of like that timeout. We're not working with a ton of time on the clock, so I think you can take some of those timeouts to go like, we're not even going to give them an opportunity to get into any sort of rhythm. We're going to end this, and we're going to end it now. League leaders in fast break points. The Pacers at 16.6. They have done nothing today. Throws it into Marcus Smart. Jones right back to Smart. Doncic with a nice defensive play there to bat that ball away. Porter Jr. lost it? No, held on to it. Not really sure what happened there. Didn't have a great angle on it. Indiana trying to push that pace, but this Pistons defense looking good. Doncic well behind the arc. Cannot get that to go. Nice offensive rebound. Good find to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. just can't knock it down. Those are the kind of shots you need, especially off of an offensive rebound. Porzingis beats Gordon, and it's like not even funny. He's 5 for 5 for 11 points today. Nothing about the Pacers is effective. I mean, you look at, even their screens suck. Pistons are everywhere. They're all over it. So we'll see some substitutions here. Pacers are keeping it within 10, which is why I have not switched to that other, to the other mode. They're at least threatening to make it interesting. Oh, kick out to Isaac. The double team leaves the free shooter. Oh my goodness. The Pistons are seeing everything so well right now. And if Doncic can't hit threes or any shots for that matter on a consistent basis, I complimented that they were trying to keep it interesting, and they almost gave up yet another easy basket to Porzingis down low. Doncic was smart guarding him. Finds a little room in the middle of the floor there. 18 of the 35 points have been scored by Luka. Porzingis for 3. Boy, if he nailed that, that's just how well things are going for Detroit. Under 45 seconds. If Porter's quick, they can get a 2 for 1. Maybe Beasley? No. I mean, I guess technically they would have a 2 for 1, but they're wasting a lot of time off this shot clock, which is not what they need. They already aren't playing very well. Porter Jr. from the corner. He got it to go. This is about as close as it's been. 6 points. Slight difference between shot and game clock, about a second. Audio isn't quite sunk up. Player of the first half. Turns around, fires, no good. That shot, and they'll wave it off. Left the hand after the buzzer went. But it's a 6-point game heading into the fourth quarter, 44-38. It's been all Pistons in this one, with the Pacers, like I mentioned a moment ago, and I probably jinxed them, threatening to make it interesting. Time for the final quarter. Daniels. Banchero. Baccarat. Oh my goodness. They just cannot get consistent stops. Hardaway took kind of a weird path to the three-point line and missed it. So a bad defensive possession to a pretty horrendous offensive one and done. And they are going for the alley-oop, and this is... I don't know. This team sucks. And this is very much what we see in March Mascot Madness. They get it to 6 and they just don't know what to do. They need 1 or 2 more stops, 1 or 2 fewer terrible possessions. As the Pistons take a pretty good... Detroit shooting 67% from the floor. 67%. And yet somehow Indiana's still in it. Kind of. Oh my goodness. We've had a couple of heat check moments from the Pistons. I do think that the second unit for Indiana has been just a little bit better. It's not the highest bar in the world, but they don't seem like they're getting beat quite as easily. All right, lead back down to 6. Oof. Maybe feeling himself just a little bit too much. Luka driving inside into a double team. I hate that play. And even if you would look at it and go, well, that's Luka Doncic, you still look at it and go, that's still bleeping terrible. There's a 3, and you couldn't keep them cold for long. Porzingis and Isaac ready to come in. 9-point game. Doncic driving. Jackson, it looked like Jackson was going to let that go, which should be fine because you're still up 7. It's Doncic. Just let him have the 2. You don't need to pick up a bad or dumb personal foul trying to get a shot that you're late on the rotation for. Doncic off the front iron. Can't finish the 3-point play. Remains a 7-point game. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Do you want to put any effort into trying to defend the basket? Come on. I'm a commentator looking for a good game over here. It's a nice find. Where's this offense been? This was kind of the Lakers in the late stages too, where it was like, wait, where's this team been? Nice job by Porter Jr. Gets a good defensive rebound and just kind of, hey, just straight up. Good job at least giving themselves a chance. Porzingis. What a block. It's a terrible shot selection by the Pacers. I don't know where he thinks he's going with that ball, but you're going like that back to the basket. Yeah, I got it. 11 on the shot clock. Doncic is, there was a lot of traffic, but he was free at the top of the key. Top of the perimeter. And they go. What is happening? What a disastrous possession. Oh my God. You're going for an alley-oop at that close of a range. I think Porzingis gets his hand in again. Completely throws off the timing. Jones steps back. Takes the 3, but nothing. Gordon pushing the pace a little bit. Beasley trying to drive inside. Not a lot of time to work with here. What an awful time for a bounce pass. Doncic can't get that to go. This game's going to look like it was close at like 53-46. It wasn't. This was the Pistons manhandling this game for 20 minutes. Okay, Pacers need to go. They need to go. Boy, Doncic in this game really creeping up the list of players I don't enjoy watching. He's just like a little lob inside. He wins MVP like every year. Oh boy. Maybe a little frustration there with Zubac. That was a pretty hard foul inside. Excuse me, 12.2 seconds to go. It's an 8-point game now. And it remains an 8-point game. Where has this Pacers team been? There have been 2 plays in the last couple of minutes where you go like, where's this team been? The team that's draining threes and the team that's making good, clean passes inside. 54-49 is such a misleading score. The Pistons looked better than that. The Pacers looked unbelievably worse. I think Pistons Celtics would be an interesting matchup. And Paulo Banchero is your player of the game. So we take a look at his highlights, and I wonder if I need to mute this audio. I turned the... I think you have to turn all of the audio off, but I don't want to turn the PA announcer off. YouTube copyright stuff can be such a pain in the behind. 23 points for Bakenrow. I have pronounced his name about 9 different ways. Sorry about that. Porzingis comes in with 11, 7 rebounds, 1 block. Isaac had 8. Jackson with 8. Smart with 4. I thought Smart would be maybe a bigger piece of this puzzle, but we've had, in every game, we've had one player that's just kind of taken over for their team. And even, I mean, you look at the Lakers, they just weren't good. And their best player was pretty good. So 54-49 Pistons all over the Pacers. And we will go ahead. Let's do, you know what? Let's do one more. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Let's go to Portland to check out the Warriors and the Trail Blazers. So we take a look at these. Oh, good. Kyrie Irving. Yay. That's what we want to see. So Warriors, Blazers will close us out. I can't guarantee that it'll always be 4 games, but I don't know. Having fun. Having fun doing it. So we take a look at Rip City. Kyrie. Oh, yes. Cade Cunningham. Nice. It's an interesting lineup already. I love the highlights. They can't be highlights. Oh, ho, ho. Zion. DeMar DeRozan. Ooh, this is quickly turning into an interesting matchup. Hopefully it's good. So we take a look at Warriors Trailblazers. Coming up next. If you didn't know. The Moda Center in Portland. The Rose City. I did just mute the audio for that other music and didn't even think about this one. Golden State Warriors upcoming schedule. Pelicans twice with Trae Young. Oh, ho, ho. Look who it is for the Jazz. You'll probably figure it out before I do because I can't remember. I just looked at him. Nikola Jokic. My goodness. 519 and 274. Oh, so is it just the away coaches that have the black coat? Home court advantage B- for Portland. So we get set and settled for game number 4. Kyrie Irving with the ball. A little shimmy shake. And he gets Portland started off on a positive note. First basket of the season. Golden State running their offense through Zion. Probably not for... a ton of the game. Sharp. That's a good start for him. Kyrie Irving picks up his first personal.
First team foul.
So just like that, Shaedon Sharp going to the line and does a good job to finish. Nice strong finish at the basket. Looking for the old school three-point play. I only have the 32 band for Bill Walton. Nice. Nice little touch there. Nice find to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham to Oubre. Oubre to Cunningham. Cutting to the basket. And a fast start for both teams. 4-3. Sharp. Oh, Sharp got Kyrie so good. DeMar DeRozan step back three. In the corner couldn't get it. Ayton comes up with the rebound. Cunningham drives. A little mid-range jumper. That was like halfway down. It just didn't go. Sharp in the corner. Finds DeRozan. DeRozan driving inside. Gets a little finger roll and just, absolutely bullied Oubre out of the way. Just put a shoulder into him and said, get out of my way. 2 points. Nice find to Cunningham yet again. Was that Oubre? A second time? That's going to be good if those guys can stay healthy and they already have that connection. Sharp kicks to Black. Black for three. Got him. 8-6 Golden State. Back and forth we go. See some scores. Golden State picks up the foul. It's Zion Williamson.
Personal foul. First team foul.
That's on me. That's me. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. Look who's playing there for the Clippers. First free throw is no good for Sarr. And gets the second one to fall. 8-7 Golden State. Was that really Williams to Williamson? Oh, God. God help the commentators who have to commentate that. Sharp, wide open three. This crowd very quiet halfway through quarter number one. Are they? Oh, Oubre just didn't see it. He had Cunningham who beat, I believe that's Black. Number 0 there. Irving buries the three. I believe I heard him scream, "The earth is flat." DeRozan, fadeaway 2, can't get it to go, and Oubre Jr. comes up with the rebound. Throws ahead to Cunningham. Cunningham one-on-one. What a right-handed finish there. Field goals 5 for 6 for the Trailblazers, 4 for 6 for the Warriors. And a fast-paced first quarter. We still have 1 minute and 41 seconds to go. Black. Did I say white? I think it's black. Number 0. Ayton with a really early jump, but thankfully for him, there were 4 Trailblazers in the way. Oubre Jr. I like that pace push right there for Portland. They are now up 3, 14-11. So kind of a bad timeout for Golden State. Maybe not the best look for points there. And then a pretty quick offensive possession for the Trailblazers that puts them ahead by 3. They get a couple of they get that 2 back. 14-13 now. Oubre, 1-on-1. Now DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan's hands were down the entire time that he drove in there. It's hard to block shots when your hands are in your pockets, you know? Kind of like at least get them up a little bit. Whew, that's a nice find to Hield. Is that Buddy Hield? As teams go back and forth with 2-pointers, shifting between a 1-point and a 3-point Trailblazer lead over the last couple of possessions. Oh, and a nice steal there by Shaedon Sharpe. That's great defense by Cade Cunningham. Hield. Goes inside to DeRozan. DeRozan. It's a left-hand finish there. Ayton. As the Trailblazers push the pace a little bit, they're going to get Sarr for a 3, which doesn't feel like a good plan. Going to try to find Cunningham or maybe somebody who's a little bit more effective from deep. Either way, fantastic first quarter. High-paced, action-packed 1-point lead for the Portland Trailblazers, 16-15. We welcome you back to quarter number 2. The Trailblazers lead by 1. After a fun first quarter, NBA Premier Week rolls on here on youtube.com/SeannosaurusRex. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Simpson's going to bring it up. New random rosters every Tuesday here on the channel. Williamson. Oh, that's just a great play by Winslow. They were trying to go. A lot of alley-oops in this this game so far. Nice 3 by Portland. Taking the turnover and turning it into points. Defenders have been doing a pretty good job, except for the Pacers, of getting in the way of the passing lanes and getting those. James Wiseman getting those turnovers and turning them into points. Kyrie kind of splitting the defense, pulls up for the mid-range jumper. Winslow bails him out of kind of a bad shot there. Maybe try to be a little bit more aggressive. Looking for Anthony. Anthony, another mid-range jumper. He gets it off the glass and in. So a quick start here for Portland. 5-0 run makes it a 6-point game. Finds Williamson. Williamson off the glass and in. Oh, I thought Irving had the step. Anthony. Just a little too much off that glass. So when he gets the turnover, but can't turn it into points, you would like to see him kind of hold on to that ball. Wasn't like a turnover that he forced. He was just right place, right time. The Warriors come back with 4 unanswered themselves. As we take a look at the game summary, 6 lead changes, 1 tie. Irving? I don't know what Zion was doing there. He just stood there and watched that all happen. Didn't put an arm in there at all. Like, what? I got so distracted. We see Miami blow out Orlando. That's not good for them. Irving's going to go to the line to shoot 2. I got so distracted with Zion Williamson just kind of like, I'm here. Looked like when we did the what if Boise State went to the Pac-12 when they expanded, and NCAA football, I think it might have been 12, 11 or 12, whatever it was. the game was just a little broken with some of the stuff that Oregon specifically would run, like that spread offense, which is like a little too much for the game to handle. So defenders would just stand there and like watch the play happen. It's like, oh, good. The same problems persist 15 years later or whatever. 23-19 game here. So we see a timeout taken again by the Warriors. 4-point game. 3:01 to go here in quarter number 2. Team's a little streakier here in the 29.3 assists per game. Wow. A little streakier here in the second quarter. That cheerleader was melding with that person in that chair. 6 unanswered by the Blazers, 4 unanswered by Golden State. Black spin move. Trying to work his way inside. Goes back out. Way out. Into Zion Williamson. He's going to draw the double team. Finds his way through some traffic. A nice job to get the offensive rebound. And Williamson draws a foul. So Javonte Green picks up his first personal foul. And Williamson to the line to shoot 2, but can't make the first one. DeRozan's coming in. And he goes 1 for 2 from the line to cut it to a 1-basket game. 23-20. Nearly halfway through quarter number 2. Irving. You know, that is, I guess, just a very popular style of shot in the NBA nowadays. That little pull-up jumper right at the free throw line. Williams to Williamson to DeRozan. That's a beautiful feed inside. Finds Black for the easy 2 off the glass. Now they're starting to do what they were doing for most of that first quarter, just trading baskets back and forth. Oubre into Ayton. Ayton can't get it to go. A little too strong off the back iron there. And Williamson brings it back up the floor. DeRozan kicks to Black. Black inside to Williamson. Williamson draws the double team, and Irving forces the turnover. Fires it up to Cunningham. Cunningham drives the lane, gets the basket and the foul. That is a terrific, strong finish from Cade Cunningham. He was on the cover of the Prism cards that we used. I like that he raised his hand like that was on me. Opportunity for a 3-point play and a 6-point lead, and he gets it. 28-22, Portland out in front. Sharp trying to drive inside, but kicks it outside. Ends up in DeRozan's hand. I thought DeRozan, who ends up with a loose ball, draws the foul, but can't get the basket to go. It looked like DeRozan had the step in the game kind of video gamed there. We can maybe take a quick look at that replay if it'll let us go that far back. Will it? We want the handheld. We just want to go back. So we'll take a look at it. Because it looks like right here, it looks like DeRozan's going to get the step. Like, he has the step. But then the video game kind of video games as he goes up. Yeah, it's a very weird... That's a... Y'all like video games? Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that rotation looks super odd. But they get the foul anyway, so No big deal. So we take a look at the Moda Center. I was looking for mascots. That free throw makes it a deficit of 4. We're just over a minute to go here. Cunningham stops, pops, and misses. Healed kicks to the corner for Sharp. Oh, Sharp gets a little bit of positioning on Cade Cunningham, but can't knock the shot down to make him pay. Oubre in the corner. Oubre finds Ayton. Defender went for the ball, and that pulled him well out of position. Easy basket for Portland. 6-point lead. Pretty nice defense there from Sarr. Cunningham, corner 3. Got it. Portland with a nice little 5-0 run here at the end of the second quarter. 4-point lead out to 9. DeRozan gets free for a 3. He can't knock it down. So at the break, it's 33-24. Portland with an excellent final minute and 10 seconds there to push a 4-point lead out to a 9-point lead. Now I don't care about the interview. Oh, $10,000 half-court shot. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, there's the mascot. There's the mascot. Here we go. Here we go. This is your thumbnail right here. This is going to be the half-court shot. Give me a beat. Come on. Come on. Go, 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 go. Oh, that was halfway down. This is now the most exciting part of this series. I got to go through. I'll make a half-court shot compilation. We'll always make sure that we see the half-court shot. All right, so here's our halftime show that we skip. We skip, scop, scoop. This has been a fun and entertaining game. Golden State Warriors, we saw their lineup earlier. Saw that. Shaedon Sharpe, top performer for the Warriors, 6 points and an assist. Kyrie Irving, 9 points and an assist. 17-9 second quarter. After just a 1-point deficit in the first, and that's what has the Blazers out. I mean, really, it's the 5-point swing there at the final 110 there. Taking a look at Cade Cunningham, who's performed terrifically in that first half. A little surprising that they highlighted him and not Kyrie Irving, who they qualified as the top performer. Oubre Jr. has been really good at feeding him and finding him in good spots. That was a little bit more in the early section of the game. Portland has gotten away from that a little bit. As DeRozan stops and pops. Mid-range jumper. Maybe a deep 2 there. Falls down, but the bucket drops as well. 33-26. Cunningham back to Irving. Sets a little bit of a screen. Irving for 2. Defender closed in pretty nicely. It looked like Irving took an extra second to get set there. That's been kind of a running theme throughout today's video. Has been not all the time, but there have been times where like a good enough screen has been set and the offensive player with the ball just takes an extra second or half second, and that allows the defender to close in and alter the shot a little bit. Black for 3, got it. Quick 5 points for the Golden State Warriors, and they slice the lead right back down to 4. Oubre Jr. to Cunningham. it is. Nice find. Oubre Jr. Hey, well, that's a great offensive combination. Or a great offensive contribution. Was the word I was looking for there. Even if you're not scoring big points, if you're getting assists and you can get that stat, you know, points accounted for, you can get that up there, that could be just as helpful. Williams to Williamson. Kicks back out. That's DeRozan with that kick out. And that cuts the lead down to 3. So a great start here for the Golden State Warriors. Plus 6 in this quarter already. Irving trying to drive inside. Got a bit of a kind of a weird little run at the basket there. Sharp did a good job to just stay in the play and affect the shot. Or at least just be present for it defensively. See if the Warriors want to try and tie the game this trip down the floor, or just be content with a 1-point deficit. DeRozan on Irving. Kicks it out to Sharp. Sharp, that's going to be inside the 3-point line. Doesn't matter because the shot wasn't good. Irving brings the ball back up the floor the other way, trying to drive. Short 2 rattles out. Might be a good time for Portland to take a timeout. Sharp inside to Williams. Williams gets 2, and that's a plus 8 in this quarter already. And it's like a 10-2. 2
minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Irving clanks off the backboard a couple of times and does finally drop. So 37-34. This is where Golden State needs to keep closing this gap. Was the big problem that we saw with the Pacers. Well, one of the big problems. Williams inside gets the rattle home, and we will finally see a timeout taken by the Trailblazers. 37-36 here with 1:31. We saw it a couple times with those Pacers. They had a lot of problems to work with, but they were able to close it to 6 a couple of times, but just couldn't get any closer. You got to see Golden State. They closed it down to 4, and then they were able to keep closing it, and they have now been able to knock it down to a 1-point deficit. Usually, you know, you see teams go like, okay, we got it to 4, and then it slips right back to 9. So Wiseman into Cunningham. See what they run out of the timeout. Three for Cunningham. He can't get it to drop, and Black picks up the rebound. DeRozan driving inside, draws the contact. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Green picks up his second personal foul. Opportunity for Golden State to snatch the lead. The game is tied at 37. And now 38-37. So a brutal third quarter for the Portland Trailblazers. It's not quite done yet. Couple of steps inside the 3-point line, but Cunningham can't get the bucket to, or get the ball to drop. Inside, Jones Jr. high off the glass and in, and Golden State is in a terrific rhythm right now, 40-37. Winslow can't get it to go. Kicks out to Green. Green to Wiseman. Over to Anthony. Anthony. Okay. Nice little find to Wiseman inside. Thought that was going to be one of those weird trying for the alley-oop, but it doesn't quite work situations. DeMar DeRozan can't get that basket to fall. Winslow working against the baseline bandit. Final shot of the third quarter is no good. So Portland went into this quarter leading by 9. They leave the third trailing by 1, 40-39 as we head to the final quarter. There it is. There's the mascot. Here's the assist of the game. I do feel like we haven't had a ton of, like, cool assists. Just, like, fine assists. Okay, Portland, excellent opportunity here to get off to a good start for the fourth quarter. Anthony buries the 3, and that is a good start. Portland needs to just forget what happened in the third quarter. They're still in this game thanks to the nice way that they finished the first half. Don't worry about it. Just try to get back into some kind of rhythm. Ooh, Healed with a really nice move to bury the bucket. Tie it at 42. Like to see some more Oubre to Cunningham as this game starts to wind down. Oubre's been really good about finding nice passes for easy buckets for his teammates. Irving trying to drive inside, draws the double team, kicks to Green. Green for 3, but can't get it to go. It's like Jackson picks up the rebound and Williamson will bring it up the floor. Quick passes for the Golden State Warriors. Jones Jr. driving inside. Well, I thought he had real good position there, but just couldn't find the bucket. Anthony's going to drive. He'll get it off the glass. It hits the back iron. No good. If he had just a little bit more awareness of where a teammate was, he might have been able to kick out of that. But again, you also have to try and make baskets in traffic. You can't just be looking for the finesse pass to the open man. So chances are if there's multiple guys hanging out near you, there's an open guy somewhere. The 3 hits the front iron and is no good. And a bit of a slow start for both teams here. Oof, gosh. Irving tries to make a move. He's going to go with the left-hand finish. He's going to get the foul and the bucket. He'll go to the line for the and 1. 53-32 Miami over Orlando. That's not good. TJ McConnell, 6 points. Irving buries that one, and it is 45-42. DeRozan backing him down. He's going to draw a shooting foul on Oubre. Oubre's first personal. And we'll go in right back to the free throw line. DeRozan this time, who misses the first. It's a little surprising. Knocks down the second, and we'll see a timeout used by Portland. They are down to 1. Oh, because I think it cuts at 3 minutes, doesn't it? I think I said 2 minutes earlier. People are going to be thrilled at that when I realize 2 hours later that I was wrong. Oh my goodness, Cunningham with the good hands there. And as he's falling down, buries the jumper. That was almost a huge turnover for the Portland Trail Blazers. DeRozan from the top of the key buries the 2. Now trading baskets back to back after a slow start to this fourth quarter. Ayton throws inside. Irving, he's going to get fouled on the way to the basket. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Shaedon Sharpe's first personal. First free throw is good. Oh, Williamson. Bit of a hard foul by Sar. I kind of like it, though. He was a little aggressive. We have an injury? Might have an injury here. Maybe not. I'm not really sure. It was a weird one. He went for the ball, missed it, and then tried to come back and prevent the shot. So a bit of an aggressive foul. And all Williamson has to do is make both of them. His ball don't lie. So 49-47, 153 to go. Irving for three. I hate that shot. Had to at least use some clock here. We're only up by a single possession. Williamson driving inside, draws the double team, throws it off the glass, no good. I like what 33 did there. Just get that ball out. Oubre Jr. comes up with the rebound. Kyrie Irving from the free throw line. He has 18 points. And Portland might have one of the better balances of top two scorers on the team. I think Cunningham's looking pretty good as well, but it's a little more even than we've seen some of the other teams where it's like, oh, they have 20 and the next closest is 8. I don't think we looked at the stats for the Pacers Pistons, but we didn't really need to know. Irving picks up point number 20 to push the lead out to 4, 53-49. We have a little bit of nice steal by Oubre Jr. Kicks to Ayton. Ayton puts it away. And the Warriors will take a timeout. A huge run for the Portland Trail Blazers. I put my controller down for some reason. Now we get inside to Williamson. Williamson backing down a ghost. And still, that should have been an easy 2 points for Williamson. The defender vacated the area. Would have made it 55-51. Still going to need some help, but at least put some pressure on in the backcourt. I think the Golden State Warriors might actually be kind of throwing in the towel here. Oh, Cunningham for three, and he rattles it home. That is the dagger. Okay, so we have a couple of interesting teams to watch here. I like what Golden State has to offer. I feel like the best teams played each other. The Celtics and the Knicks both looked good. The Warriors and the Trailblazers both looked good. And I think it's hard to judge the Pistons and the Timberwolves because while they both won, it felt like they were playing teams that kind of sucked. So, I don't know. Portland will hold it for the final few seconds. And that will do it from the Rose City. 58-51 is your final. And Portland gets off to a good start with a 1-0 record.
Thank you for coming out tonight, everybody. Get home safe, and we can't wait to see you again very soon.
So player of the game, Kyrie Irving. That's a little surprising. They highlighted Cade Cunningham, but he did take over in that fourth quarter. Down the stretch especially. Take a look at the box score. 20 for Kyrie, 17 for Cade. Both of them 7 made field goals. 7 for 12, 7 for 11. A couple of assists for Irving. 7 assists pardon me, for Kelly Oubre Jr., and that's where you want to see this. Points responsible for, all the way up at 18. That's great. That's the second highest number in this category. Cunningham scored 17. He didn't have any assists, so he just gets credit for all 17 of his points. But if Oubre, even though he's only scoring 4, he's still, I mean, he's efficient at 2 for 2. He's not turning the ball over. Got a steal in there, a couple of rebounds. Ayton, you could make the argument for as well, had an assist. Sarr had had 3 assists as well. Like, I like what I'm seeing out of this Trailblazers team. As for the Warriors, DeMar DeRozan had 14. Williamson had 9. Anthony Black had 8. Sharp with 6. As did Mark Williams. A couple of assists, or a batch of assists for each of these guys. 1 assist for Buddy Hield. But the Warriors unfortunately fall a little bit more of an even spread, though, of points between those players. 58-51, your final. And that'll do it for this week's installment of Random Rosters. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. When I join you next week, we will be... is it 7 days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it must be Monday through Sunday. Whatever. Next time when I join you, we'll be doing another batch of games, however many are interesting in that day. We'll run a little wheel. That'll pick us a day, and then we will find some interesting matchups for you to enjoy. I'll commentate. We'll have a good time. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you want more, subscribe right over here. The NBA 2K playlist or the card picks or whatever is right over here. You can check out the Backyard Baseball that's posting at 6 p.m. Pacific time right here on the channel. So lots of sports if you're into it. And if you want to just watch Random Rosters, we'll be back next Tuesday. Good sports, go team. Have a great rest of your night.